Namaste. Welcome to the Indian Knowledge Systems primer course for children. In the previous sessions, we discussed that the Indian mathematicians came up with unique systems to represent numbers in the poems. We also discussed the Kattapayadi system for representing numbers. Today, we will look at the other systems for representing numbers. First is the Aryabhatiya system of number representation. The earliest comprehensive astronomical text that is available for us today is the Aryabhatiya. This was given by the great mathematician Aryabhatta. So, he had represented numbers in a very unique fashion in this whole history of mathematics. It is ingenious, and by using this method, we can represent up to 10 to the power of 16 magnitude. Can you imagine? That too, even in just a single syllable. However, in the text that are available for us today, we see that nobody other than Aryabhatta has used this method. We see that it is extremely convenient to write, but then it is very difficult to read and pronounce. You will get to understand this when we go into the course. Now, we have already seen the Sanskrit alphabets. What are all there in the Sanskrit alphabets? The Sanskrit alphabets comprise of Swara and Vyanjana. Swara are the vowels are from A to Au, and Vyanjana or the consonants are from K to H. Now, let us see in Aryabhatta's system for numbers how the values are given for each of these letters. In Aryabhatta's system for numbers, the vowels get to decide the place value. Each vowel here is given a value of an even power of 10. Now, we see A is given the value of 10 power 0. E has 10 power 2, and it goes on. Now, with Au, we can represent 10 to the power 16. Now, we see that here not all the vowels are represented, right? We do not have these vowels A, E, U and R. How do we give values for these vowels? Not to worry. What we are going to do is, for these longer vowels, we give the same place as their short counterparts. So, for example, we have A. The short counterpart for A is A. So, for A, we will give the same value as that of A. So, the value for A is 10 power 0. Now, we have, let us say, we have U. The short counterpart for it is U. So, the value for U is going to be 10 power 4. Always remember, it's A, O, I and Au when you give values for the vowels in the Aryabhatta's system for numbers. Coming to the consonants. Before giving values to the consonants, Aryabhatta has split the consonants into two, that is Varga and Avarga. So, the letters from K to Ma, these 25 letters are called Varga, and Ya to Ha are Avarga. Now, let us see how he has assigned numbers for these consonants. Now, let us see what are all the values that is given for the consonants belonging to Varga. The Varga consonants are from K to Ma, that is 25 letters. For these 25 letters, starting from K, the values increase in a linear fashion. So, K will have the value 1, K will have value 2, G 3, and then it goes on. So, the last letter Ma will have the value 25. The consonants belonging to Avarga are Ya, Ra, La, Va, Sh, Sh, Sa and Ha. For these, we start from the value 30. Ya will have the value 30, and for the next letter the value increases by 10. So R has the value 40. Again increase by 10. L, the value is 50. So finally for H the value will be 100. Now let us look at an example to understand how Aryabhata has given value to a letter. We have this letter Gu. How do we split this letter? It's ig plus u. Now we saw that the vowel is going to determine the place value, right? So we see the table and see that the value of u is 10 to the power 4. The value of ig, the consonant, is 3. So the value for the letter gu is going to be 3 into 10 to the power 4. The value will be 30,000. So the value for the letter gu is 30,000. Now that we saw how to decode the value for a letter using Aryabhata system, now we will see how to decode a word. This is a word given by Aryabhata himself in his verse. The word is kyughr. First, let us split the letters. The last letter is ghr. When we split it, it is ig plus r. Then we have u. It's e plus u. Then we have this half consonant ik. How do we give value for this now? Now we anyway need a vowel to determine the place value. We are now just going to take the value of the vowel that is adjacent to the ik. The vowel that is adjacent to ik is u, right? So we take ik plus u. Now let us look at the table and assign values for these letters. The letter here is ig plus r. Let us look at the table and see the value. The value for ig, that is g, is 4, and the place value will be 10 power 6. We write it here. So 4 into 10 to the power 6. So what will be the value? So the value is 40 lakhs. We will move on to the next letter, that's E plus U. The value for E is 30, and for U the value is 10 power 4. Thirty into 10 power 4. So we have the value is 3 lakh. The next letter is ik plus u. We look at the table. The value for ik is 2, and again for value of u is 10 power 4. The value is 20,000. Now let's sum it up. So the value is 43 lakhs and 20,000. So the value that we get from this word Kyugr is 43 lakhs and 20,000. What does this represent? Why has Aryabhata mentioned this word Kyugr? He has mentioned this to tell us the number of revolutions that is made by the sun in a Mahayuga. Here is another word that is given by Aryabhata in his verse. The word is Chayagingu Shuchdr. First, let us split these letters. The first letter here is Cha. It is ich plus a. Then we have ya, that is I plus a. Gi is ig plus I. Yi is I plus I. Ngu is ing plus u. Shu is ish plus u. We have this half letter ich. In the previous word, we saw that we take the value of the vowel that is attached to the adjacent consonant, right? So here, the vowel that is attached to r is r. So we take the same vowel. So ich plus r. Then il plus r. Let us try to assign values for these using the table. The first letter is ich plus a. The value of cha here is 6. Then we have a, which is 10 power 0. The value of 10 power 0 is 1. So, the value of cha is 6 into 1. Then we have I plus a. The value for ya is here is 30. Then we have a again. The value is 1. 30 into 1. Then we have ig plus I. The value of g is 3 and I has the value 10 power 2. So, 3 into 10 power 2. We have I plus I. So, we already saw here the second letter is I. The value is 30 into, then I has the value 10 power 2. Then we have ing plus u. The value for ing is 5. So, we have 5 into value for u is 10 power 4. So, we have ish plus u. We already know the value for u is 10 power 4. The value for sh is here we have sh 70. Then we have ich plus r. The value for ich is ch is 7 here and r is 10 power 6. Then we have il plus r. We already know the value for r is 10 power 6 and the value for l is 50. Now, let us try to write all these numbers and add them. We write it. Then 7 into 10 power 6. Then we have 70 into 10 power 4. So, it's 7 lakhs. Next we have 5 into 10 power 4. It's 50,000. Then we have 30 into 10 power 2, which is 3,000. Then we have 3 into 10 power 2, which is 300. Then we have 30, have 6. Let's sum this up. So the value will be 6, 3, 3, 3, 5, 7, 7, 5. What is the significance of this number? Why did Aryabhata give this number? So, he has estimated the number of revolutions made by the moon in the Mahayuga to be this value. Interesting, isn't it? Now, let us look at a summary of what we've learnt in the Aryabhata system for numbers. We saw that the vowels determine the place value, right? And what were the values given to them? They were in the even powers of 10. Then the long vowels take the same positional values as the short ones. The consonants were split to 2, that is Varga and Avarga. In Varga, the numbers were from 1 to 25 that were increasing in the linear fashion. In the Avarga, the value increased by 10. There is a special rule. So, for the conjunct consonant, it will take the value of the vowel that is attached to the adjacent consonant. With the examples that we saw, you would have understood that it is very easy to write, but it is very tough to pronounce, right? You can pronounce it on your own and try. Now, we all know the decimal number system, right? It increases by the power of 10. So, we have 10, 100, 1000 and so on. Since here Aryabhata has given the values for the vowels as the even powers of 10, the values goes like 1, 100, 10,000 and so on. Hence, this qualifies as the centesimal number system. Thank you. Dhanyavadaha.